Let's go ahead and bring in Fred Teng from New York. He's president of the America-China Public Affairs Institute and former chairman of the Hong Kong Association of New York. Fred, thank you so much for joining us. I want to first ask you, are you able to quantify the economic consequences to Hong Kong from the protests up until now?
Well, I think that the impact is quite great. Right now, it's in the chaos. Not only is impacting the travelers going to Hong Kong, but also Hong Kong, all the major industries, the financial industries, and not just the retail industries, because people cannot go to work, and it's unsafe to go to work. So then, definitely will hurt the productivity, and eventually, it does not rule out in terms of stopping the stock markets and banking activities and so forth.
How important in terms of a financial sector, a financial services hub, is Hong Kong for China, for Asia, and indeed for the world?
I think that we should not just looking at as if we're going to looking at the financial sector by itself, because if this continues, Hong Kong in itself will fall back in for decades, and it cannot recover, and the people will suffer in Hong Kong.
Which is what I was going to ask you, which is this has been going on now for more than 2 months. At what point do we get to the point of no return where the damage done is really sets back Hong Kong decades?
I think that certainly it's been going on for a few months, but I do not see any end come in another towards the end of the year. But right now, is what's most critical is for the senior leadership of Hong Kong government to act. The police have done their utmost, and I think a lot of the reporting is unfair to the police. I've been to Hong Kong last month and the month before, and I have watched all of these things in action myself. The police have restrained themselves. However, there are very few in numbers. Of all the Hong Kong police, about 2,000 to 3,000 police are riot training, so that they can only take care of that. About 10,000 of them are traffic cops, so they are not able to do the work that they're doing. With such large number or large scale of people doing this kind of damage, throwing bricks and rocks and doing all these things, I think that the police are short-handed, and they need to give in the authority to carry out their work.
Among the China-bound investment community here in the U.S., what's the chatter? What are people in your circles saying about short-term and long-term investments in Hong Kong?
I think any city with demonstrations going on, especially when you go to the airport, if you're a passenger, if you're an elderly passenger, you're being harassed. If you're holding a Chinese passport, somebody take away from your hands and tear up your passport, or confiscate your phone just to check whether you have taken a picture of them. Those are all of illegal activities, no matter in what city, whether it's Dulles Airport or Heathrow in London or JFK in New York. All of these are illegal activities, should be arrested and should be prosecuted. Right now, under the disguise of democracy or demonstration, these people are getting away with all of these crimes.
All right, Fred Teng, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us.